Yo guys, what's up? I'm gonna do a little video, and like I said I was gonna do, and predict the scores for tomorrow's NFL games. Um, I'll do every single team with the scores. How many points they score, and if you disagree and you have a better prediction, then you have your opinion and you can share your opinion with me. Um, so yeah, let me get. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and all that. So first game, it's New Orleans versus Atlanta, and I have New Orleans winning 24-17. This may well could be Sean Payne's and Drew Brees' last game of the Saints. And I think they'd want to go out, with a win, not with a loss. So I have New Orleans winning. I think Julio Jones will have about 100 plus yards with like 2 touchdowns. Because New Orleans defense, not that great. I think Drew Brees will at least have 200 plus yards with, I want to say, 3 touchdowns. So, yeah. The next game I cannot stress over is the New York Jets versus Buffalo Bills. This game, we need the Jets to lose. So this whole week I've been a big Buffalo Bills fan because we need them to beat the Jets. Do I think they'll beat the Jets? Unfortunately, no. The Jets are just way too hot right now. So I have the Jets beating the Buffalo Bills 30-21. Fitzgerald is just going to have a field day with Buffalo. Buffalo does have the number one rush offense. But the Jets have the number one rush defense. So I just don't see the Buffalo. I mean, the Bills, they beat them the first time this year. But I don't see them winning this time, even though they're in Buffalo. But I just don't see it happening. Next game is the Detroit Lions versus Chicago Bears. I fucking hate Chicago. Everything about that fucking city. All their fans. And they fucking suck. I mean, Jay Cutler is fucking probably one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. Don't know how he has a job still. But I have the Detroit Lions beating the Bears 27-14. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much to say about that game. The next one is Baltimore versus Cincinnati. Since this is divisional, I think this can be a close game. How like the Steelers and Ravens game was. I think Cincinnati will win 35-28 in a really close game. I mean, Baltimore doesn't have anything to play for anyway. I mean, they shouldn't. They wouldn't want to win. They want to get a high draft pick. So I think they'll make it interesting, but they'll just follow the Bengals. And I think the Bengals have a chance to, if they win this game, they have a chance to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. And the next game, Steelers versus the Browns. After that Ravens game, I just thought, the first couple days, I just thought, what, we're just going to choke against the Browns. We're going to lose, and that's it. But I have them beating the Browns 33-17. Johnny Manziel isn't playing. He has a concussion. Austin Davis is going to start. I think the Steelers will have a field day with them as well. I think Ben will throw for 300 plus yards. With, I want to say 3 touchdowns. No, I want to say 2 touchdowns and Antonio Brown will have 100, 175 yards with 2 touchdowns. Because I don't know if Bryant's actually playing this game. And I think D'Angelo Williams will get about 100 plus yards. Yeah, 33-17, Pittsburgh, in a game we must win. So, next game, Redskins versus Cowboys. Redskins already clinched their division, so I mean they would love to just beat the Cowboys because the Cowboys are horrible. I mean this year they're just bad. So I got the Redskins beating Cowboys 21-10. Yeah, they're pretty good right now. Kirk Cousins is a decent quarterback, and I can see them winning 1 or 2, maybe 2 playoff games. This year. Next game, it's actually a really big game. I mean, the way you want to look at it, you got the Texans versus the Jaguars, and the Texans, they can clinch their division with a win. And because the Colts, they need everything to happen. They need everyone to lose and win 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They need 10 things to pretty much just happen to get in the playoffs, and I don't see that happening. Even though it's not possible, but I just don't see it happening. So I got the Texans over the Jaguars 19-13. The Texans, they're a pretty good team. Do I think they'll win the playoff game? Probably not. Not this year at least. Maybe in a couple years. But J.J. Watt is the best defensive player in the NFL for the past couple years. So he deserves it. So we'll see. Next game we got Titans versus Colts, and the Colts. They want to say they're playing for something, but the chances of them making the postseason is really, really doubtful. Because, like I said, they need a bunch of teams, to win and lose. So I just don't see it. But I do have them beating the Titans 20-14. Because I don't know. I think Matt Hasselbeck is hurt, and then Charlie Whitehurst got hurt, and they signed Josh Freeman. So I think he'll do a pretty decent job. Enough to win. Patriots versus Dolphins. Patriots will just, I think, like I said, divisional games, no matter what record it is, they'll give you a hard time. And, Patriots versus Dolphins. I say the Dolphins will give them a run for their money, but I like the Patriots 35-31. And, because the Patriots, they want home field advantage. And, after that loss to the Jets, they should have won. Completely fucking us over. They're going to want to bounce back, game before the playoffs start. So, I got 35-31 Patriots. Eagles versus Giants. Fuck Odell Beckham. I hope he eats shit. I have the Eagles beating the Giants 24-17. Mike Laughlin or whatever, Coughlin, however you pronounce his name, the head coach of the Giants, is probably, I think it's his last game as a Giants coach. So I just don't see them winning at all. Even though they're playing at home, but next game, this game is going to be really good. Seahawks versus the Cardinals, and I think this is going to be a shootout. I don't know if is this in Seattle or is this in Arizona? I mean, I don't think it's going to make a difference because clearly people teams have shown that they can win in Seattle. It's not impossible like they made it seem. So, I got the Cardinals beating the Seahawks 41-34. And, where I live, there's like a freaking bajillion Seahawks fans. So it'd be nice, for them to lose so that way everyone could just chill the fuck out. Carson Palmer just had an MVP year. In my mind, he deserves to be MVP. Um, and Bruce Arians, their head coach, used to be one of our coaches, and I would not mind seeing them win the Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald deserves a Super Bowl, so I'll be rooting for them if in the Super Bowl. If my Steelers don't make it in. But yeah, I got Cardinals winning 41-34. Next game, the Bucks versus the Panthers, and this is really just a throwaway game. I mean, Panthers, well, not exactly, because I don't think the Panthers have clinched home a bye week, how you say, first round bye. So I think the Panthers are just gonna, they're gonna bust their asses, and I think they're gonna win 30-19. Because the Bucks aren't too good. I mean, they're getting there. Jameis Winston, he's been pretty decent this year, so we'll see in the next couple of years. The next game I have, Chargers versus the Broncos. Chargers have no hope. They're pretty much playing for the draft pick this year. I got the Broncos winning 28-17. And I think Rivers will break the single season passing yard record in Chargers history, I think, if I believe so. It's sad that, Philip Rivers is having a career year, and just, the whole team, plagued with injuries and just a lot of bad plays, because, there have been a lot of games where, we've been in it, and it happens, but yeah, Broncos 28, Chargers 17. Next game, Raiders versus Chiefs, another divisional game. Raiders, Charles Woodson's last game ever. Chiefs, who are in that first wild card spot, they're looking to win, just I think for seeding. So I think the Chiefs will beat the Raiders 28-21. And yeah, I don't have much to say about that. The next one is the Rams and 49ers. I got the Rams beating the 49ers 24-13. The 49ers are just ass now. They were ass before, even though they made it to the Super Bowl in 2012. But I think that was just pure luck. But yeah, they're going to lose. And their coach might be fired, so we'll see. And then the last game, Sunday Night Football, Green Bay versus the Vikings. And this game, besides the Seahawks and Cardinals game, I'm really excited for, because this is for the NFC title. Whoever wins gets the NFC title, NFC North. And I like Green Bay. I don't hate them. My mom's husband, he's a big Green Bay Packer fan, so, when they play, I would like them to win, unless they're playing my team, but I think it's in Lambeau. Yeah, it's in Lambeau. I don't see them losing that game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Well, yeah. I think Green Bay will beat Minnesota 33-24 and win the division again. But the Vikings will be in the playoffs no matter what. So either way, to win-win. It'd be nice for them to win the division. They haven't won it in a long time. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a great game. And that's about it. This is the last week of football, National Football League football. And I'm really sad because, it felt like it was just yesterday that week 1 was happening. And I don't know. Like, I love football. And I think they should make it a little longer, at least a couple more weeks longer. Because, the off season is a little too long. Because, after this, we don't have regular season football until October. So, it's barely January now. So, and any football fan knows how it feels. So, and I hope my Steelers can win and the Jets lose. So that way we can make the playoffs and go for, take a run at it for the Super Bowl. Because it is the 50th year anniversary. And, stats and Super Bowls, say that we are the best Super Bowl team, in the history. I mean, we have 6 Super Bowls. The 49ers have 5, the Cowboys have 5, and they're not making the playoffs. The Patriots have 4. It's their first. Last year was their first one since 2004, I believe. It would just be it'd be nice to be in the 50th anniversary. But, whatever happens. I'm always going to stick by my teams no matter what. And that's about it. I'll probably post, a reaction video or whatever after the games. So, see you tomorrow. Good luck.